In 1968, Dr. Shinya successfully developed the technique of colonoscopy in order to visualize the entire rectum and colon. The following year, in 1969, he devised a snare cautery device and was the first to perform colonic polypectomy through the colonoscope. He has performed approximately 300,000 colonoscopic examinations and has noted that there appears to be a strong connection between intestinal appearance and lifestyle-related diseases. This video depicts a variety of different intestinal views, good and poor, related to various colonic and other diseases. He emphasizes the importance of lifestyle and healthy eating habits, which are critical to longevity and maintaining optimal health. This is a 45-year-old female. Her intestine is very soft, easily inflated by air, well-rounded without any residual stool or mucus abnormality. She has been on Dr. Shinya's diet for over 5 years. 75-year-old female. Some fecal mucus is noted in this picture, which implies she needs to drink more kangen water daily. This is a 38-year-old Japanese woman who has been suffering from chronic constipation for many years. Her diet consists heavily of a Western-type menu, including white bread, yogurt, cheese, fruits, and cake once a day. She consumes 3 to 4 cups of coffee and tea a day. There was insufficient daily intake of water. She has been on various kinds of laxative every day, including Seneca, aloe, and other herbal medications for years. There are marked pigmentation and spasm. This is the same Japanese woman. She was instructed to drink kangen water 3 quarts per day. Her condition has markedly improved.
It was written by Dr. Hiromi Shinya, the world-renowned gastroenterologist. In case you don't know, a gastroenterologist is a doctor who specializes in the digestive system. Dr. Shinya has impeccable credentials. Each year, he spends 6 months in Japan and then 6 months in New York. For 45 years, he's treated kings, queens, presidents, celebrities, and thousands of other patients. He's chief of the surgical unit at Beth Israel Medical Center in New York City. And he's a clinical professor of surgery at Albert Einstein College of Medicine. He helped invent the colonoscopy, and he developed the technique for removing polyps during a colonoscopy without the need for abdominal surgery. It's actually called the Shinya method. Dr. Shinya has examined the stomachs and intestines of over 300,000 patients. He urges each of his patients to drink this special kangen water every day, just like he does.
台北报道，接下来则要参考一下日本名医如何来养生，而且跟矿泉水有所关联。喝矿泉水是不是比煮过的自来水好呢？日本知名的肠胃科医师新谷弘实，他年纪大，但是皮肤像小女孩一般，他就推广用矿泉水来养颜美容，因为里面的钙跟镁的总量越高，越可以补充人体的矿物质。他希望大家避免使用含有氯及煮沸过的水，而他自己早餐就是喝矿泉水。
很多人早上都习惯喝一杯温开水，但日本医师建议喝温开水呢，不如喝矿泉水。喝好水清肠道变漂亮。新谷医师好水的定义是：一不含氯，氯虽然可以杀死细菌，但氧化过的水会让细胞功能恶化。二呢，要没有经过加热。三就是要含许多的矿物质，也就是硬水。水硬度计算方法是1公升水中镁和钙的总量。 硬度越高，水越苦，但是可以补充人体所需的矿物质。
Water itself, like a sink water, from this sink, and if you do this and boil it, if it's the bad stuff in the water, then by boiling, that's become much more dirt when it remains. But boiling is it's not going to help. And also can remove all air from the water, so it doesn't taste good.
水选好了，但是怎么喝呢？医师建议一早起床花个5分钟，喝下500毫升不冰常温的矿泉好水。 所以能长保肌肤水当当。日本医师的挑水原则提供您参考。年代新闻嘴宣叶志雄、张世泽台北曾报道。
您看到了新武红石医师提倡喝矿泉水来保养你的肠胃，主要是里面的钙跟镁含量比较高，但是你就要想要知道说怎么来分辨呢？这样的理论最近在日本开始流行，而他们的网络购物销售排行榜当中，有一个矿泉水进入了销售前10名。喝水来养生，国内的医师则建议说，你最好是喝矿物质多加上分子比较小的水，更能够保护你的健康。
这样的瓶装矿泉水究竟哪一种水才是真正好水？医师建议要喝水最好挑选小分子水。
小分子水就是喝下去不会胀，而且很容易通透那些物质。很简单的实验，拿2杯水，一个自来水，一个小分子水，泡茶叶，小分子水一下子就泡好了。
什么是小分子水？像是市面上贩售的麦饭石水、电解水、海洋深层水和陶瓷水都属于小分子水，号称能够帮助吸收矿物质，防止细胞堆积废物。另外，钙镁含量如果比较高，一般称为是硬水，硬度越高，含量越高，也成了挑好水喝的民众另一种选择方式。
像是这一瓶矿泉水呢，就荣获日本网购排行榜的前10名，因为里头的钙镁含量很高，标榜可以促进新陈代谢，排除体内的毒素，成了日本女生的最爱。
国内医师认为，一杯好水胜过其他养生妙招。
水一定要讲究。
镁的那个东西就没有说。
没，再来就是不是钠跟镁，不是只有这样而已啊，也有很多的微量元素，很多抗氧化的机制都已经迟缓或者进行不了，所以微量元素一定要补充。
想喝水养生，最重要的是选一瓶好水，至少一天要喝上1500 CC， 长期饮用才能真正帮助细胞排毒、肠胃健
If
康。
you need emergency medical care, treatment in the U.S. is the gold standard. But when it comes to prevention and managing chronic disease, that's another story. We've got big problems. We're overfed and undernourished. We've not only supersized our fast food, but our waistlines as well. The U.S. spends more on prescription drugs than any other country. But in Japan, instead of popping a pill to treat the symptoms, they search for the underlying cause, and it's working. People in Japan live longer than we do. People in Japan weigh less than we do. For years, people in Japan have been drinking a very special water. It's called kangen water, and now kangen water is available here in the U.S.
Prior to my life as a physician, I was working on a doctorate in nutrition. I have a bachelor's and a master's degree in nutrition and completed my PhD coursework prior to starting medical school. So my background really began in nutrition. When I entered medical school, I was sort of trained like most allopathic physicians that our job is to diagnose disease and to treat it with medication and surgery when necessary. And so I followed that model for the first few years of practice. I began to turn back towards my nutritional training and trying to help them understand nutrition as well as exercise physiology and activity as a means of helping them improve their health and reverse some of the chronic diseases that I was seeing on a regular basis.
Many processes within our bodies produce free radicals. Free radicals are entities that have lost an electron. They are positively charged. They come from the breakdown of foods, from the breakdown of toxins, and they enter our bloodstream. These free radicals are potentially harmful to cells. They will attach themselves, for example, to the lining cell of an artery. And when they do, they will produce an injury. That injury will create a response in the body trying to heal it. Platelets will come from the blood and try to plug that injury. And in the process of making a clot, in the process of then bringing in scavenger cells to repair the damage, the blood vessel is damaged. That's one of the theories of atherogenesis.
I've been here for over 20 years as a dentist, and prior to that I was a dental hygienist. When I worked as a dental hygienist, I got very interested in nutrition and the nutrition and how it relates to the teeth and how it relates to the person.
I've been asking every patient, most of the patient comes every 3 years or so. So I observe every year carefully, and I tell them your colon becoming very firm and tight and developing more pockets. So you have to change your diet, to my diet. Then they improve year by year. That's at least like 2 years, 3 years later, their colon becomes soft and pliable. Even you have a lot of pockets, diverticulosis, which can create thickening of intestinal, the muscular layers. So this diet and the water can change your body situation.
I tell my patients that we are one big biochemical reaction. Everything that's happening in our body is a biochemical reaction. And for biochemical reactions to occur, we need a solvent. And the solvent in our bodies is water. So there's no question that the most important thing that we can do is hydrate our bodies.
Acid reflux, as you know, is a huge problem in our country. People who are obese tend to have it because their stomach and their gastroesophageal junction gets shoved up into the chest. Their lower esophageal sphincter isn't tight, and the esophagus is squamous epithelium. It's a different lining from the stomach, and it doesn't tolerate acid. So when the valve that connects the stomach to the esophagus, that interconnection doesn't function, the acid suddenly starts bathing this lining of the esophagus in acid, and it can't tolerate it. It's painful. People have that terrible sour taste in the back of their throat.
When we treat chronic disease with medication and we don't really attack the root cause, which is oxidative stress, free radical damage, we're not really treating or curing the disease, we're managing the disease.
Antioxidants have become very, very popular because they are electron donors. And when they meet a free radical, that free radical gets what it wants. It gets its electron, and it's neutralized. Now, the oxidation reduction potential of Kangen water is gigantic. It's about 30 times greater than the famous green tea. Everyone knows about green tea being a profoundly good antioxidant. Fruits, vegetables are considered antioxidants. Kangen water at a pH of 9.5 can have a negative, which is an electron donating reduction potential of up to 600 millivolts. It's measured in millivolts. You couldn't eat enough fruits and vegetables to get anywhere near that amount into your system. So it's a very, very beneficial thing to our health.
We rely on oxidative stress to kill bacteria and viruses and fungi. But oxidative stress in excess, when we don't have the proper balance, when we have too much oxidation and not enough of its counterpart, which is reduction, then we get into the situation where we start to see degeneration occur in cells, in the tissues, and ultimately in the body. We get degeneration of the body, we get aging, and we get chronic disease. Oxidative stress is the mechanism by which all this happens.
I find that drinking Kangen water is satisfying because it quenches one's thirst. One is able to drink a lot more because you don't get that bloated feeling. It is as if the water is very much more quickly absorbed. And there are studies that have shown that from the Japanese literature that the water starts being absorbed in the distal esophagus before it even hits the stomach. Is absorbed in the stomach, and then by the time the duodenal sweep has been reached, it's practically already totally absorbed.
Oxidized water is a very, unhealthy to me. So I don't drink that kind of water, but I drink alkalized water. New York water, they say, the best water, but it still contains the chlorine. Why did they put the chlorine in? Because of the chlorine put into the water, that it creates the free radicals, and that free radicals can kill the bacteria. So that the chlorine in water is, there is no bacteria resides. So it's a healthy water, they call. But for a health point of view, taking this chlorine containing water is actually oxidized water.
When I found out that the Kangen water machine makes 7 types of water, I started exploring the high end, the 11.5, and the 2.5 end of that water. And on my exploration found out that the 2.5 water is bactericidal, and I am using it in my practice to help with bleeding. I use it to sanitize the mouth before I start working on the patients. I have used it in periodontal disease, and I've actually seen reversals of people's periodontal conditions. The teeth will actually tighten up with the use of the 2.5 water.
The Japanese have done a tremendous amount of work on using ionized water for wound care. There's a lot published in the Japanese literature and also now in American literature about using pH 2.5 water for bactericidal purposes. Staph aureus, for example, cannot survive in 2.5 pH water. The kill ratios are dramatic for this, and so it stands to reason that this would be beneficial for contaminated wounds or even infected wounds. The Japanese, for example, treat diabetic ulcers with ionized water with a low pH and find that to be extremely successful. They also have published a lot on it, and the before and after pictures are very dramatic. The pH 2.5 water has tremendous antibacterial properties against both gram-negative and gram-positive organisms.
The benefit for me as a physician to use water to treat bacterial infections is phenomenal. Number one, water's cheap. Secondly, it's very effective. We've seen through studies, and I've seen through my own observations with patients, that it's very effective. And thirdly, there's no side effects to it.
With the standard American diet, it's actually very sad. I mean, that is what it stands for. Standard American diet is filled with sugars and the high energy drinks and even the bottled waters, the potato chips and the pizza and the things that these children are getting in the vending machines. All of that is acidic. And now, with Kangen water, we have an alkaline water that actually will help reverse what conditions may occur using all those acidic items in our diet.
You think the skin is only young? No, artery is young too. So I did the CT scan, my coronary artery, and my coronary artery didn't show any narrowing or stricture. Most of people who are eating a lot of beef, meat, and a lot of oxidized waters, they tend to develop more narrowing strictures. And many people, even in the 50s, they had the bypass procedure, the stent in, all kind of problems in the artery. Definitely the drinking alkalized water and ionized water is more beneficial for us, for our health.
One of the things that you learn is called primum non nocere. Above all, do no harm. That is the duty of a physician. It dates back to Hippocrates. None of us want to do harm. What we should do, and I think when we're convinced of something that is really truly good for people, we should go and recommend it to people.
Anytime our body sees protein that it doesn't recognize, we have the susceptibility to cause an inflammatory reaction or an allergic reaction. I think that helps me understand why so many asthmatics and why so many people with allergic rhinitis and other allergies do very well with this water in terms of controlling their allergies, because I really do think there's a connection there with incompletely digested proteins through the typical American diet that we consume.
Periodontal disease affects 75% of the population. And periodontal disease is a silent disease of the mouth. In other words, you don't really know you have it until it's too late. What I have found is that we do comprehensive cleanings on people to try to get their mouth healthy again. But we use as an adjunct the acidic water that we make here at the office with our Kangen machine, and we use it under the sulcus of all the teeth, in other words, around the teeth and the gums, to clean all the bacteria during our procedures. And we also send the patient home with the water, because I'm sure you've heard the eyes are the mirror to the soul, well, the mouth is the mirror to the rest of the body.
There is so much evidence that we're doing good. Look at Japan. The country of Japan has the highest consumption of ionized water in the world. Now, I'm not saying it is necessarily a direct effect, but they are also #1 in overall health care in the world and #1 in longevity in the world. When we compare that to the United States, we're number 38 in longevity and in overall health. The Cubans have better health than we do.
We need to respect the fact that we have all these built-in mechanisms to help us fight disease, to maintain our health. But we need to support ourselves in that healing process by eating natural foods, by drinking the right type of water, by managing stress, by getting plenty of exercise and plenty of oxygen to our lungs.
This is a very important. You just change your diet very little bit. Enjoy the health, enjoy your longevity too. I think #1 most important thing is water. To drink water, alkalized and ionized water, which is kangen water.
I'm very excited that Kangen water is here to help both children and adults alike. I'm having great results with it in my practice, and my patients are loving it.
I've had the great fortune in my life to have graduated from one of the finest medical schools in the world, Harvard. I was trained in the Harvard residency program. I've spent my entire professional career affiliated with that institution. One of the best things, next to being affiliated with this great institution, has been my discovery of Kangen water.
For those of you who are trying to optimize your health and trying to do everything you can to have good health, to maintain your health, preserve your health, my plea is just try the water. There's nothing more simple, there's nothing more inexpensive, and there's nothing more powerful and effective than Kangen water.
In Japan, they have a saying, Mizuo Kayareba, Jinsei Kawaru. Translated, change your water, change your life. Do yourself and your family a favor. Ask for a free sample of Kangen water. Try it and see for yourself.
But when you have cancer, what you do virtually all of the time is important. So diet is #1. You need to drink the right fluids, particularly the right water, particularly ionized water. You need to detox the body, you need to take the right supplements, and you need to exercise if you can. So those are 5 steps. They're more intricate than just 5 numbers. When we talk about water, I talk about Kangen water made by the Enagic SD501s. We've never seen anything like it, and we have studied it for years and years now. I have a listing from people who have healed their own cancers using, healed their own immune systems. We have to be specific here. And their testimonials are legion now by using ionized water. And many will say, but Bob, it's only water. Well, no, it's not. Do the research, read the science. Everything that we recommend is steeped in science, and I can show you the research. Can't do that for chemo. Well, chemo is steeped in science. It came from mustard gas in World War I and World War II, and it was designed to kill people. That's the science it's steeped in. But I can give you the research and the science for ionized water. Dr. Jerry Tennant wrote a couple books on healing is voltage. That's what ionized water is. It has a negative charge on it. And you need that negative charge to heal your body. Without it, your cells do not, your body's electric. They don't have the energy to heal the body and use the other resources, whether it's the food, the hydration, supplementation, whatever, to bring that together in the cell to heal the body. So ionized water is steeped in science, and people miss it. That's why I say that our 5 steps are too easy for people, too simple. And they say, well, okay, I know I need to drink water, but where's the pill, Bob? We're so just steeped in wanting the pill. that people miss the simple things. And it is the simple things that will heal cancer. The right food, the right detox, the right water, the right supplementation, and exercise. You got to exercise somehow. You don't drain your lymph. If you don't drain your lymph, you're toxic, and you'll always be toxic.
Now, what about kidney patients? That's the third or fourth most commonly asked question, because for unclear reasons, there is a warning on the brochure that comes with every machine about troubled kidneys. You shouldn't drink the water. Well, actually, there's absolutely no reason why, and I mean that sincerely, there's no human condition in which the water is contraindicated. In cases of severe kidney disease, there are some precautions that must be followed, and they make perfect sense. As the kidney function deteriorates, the amount of urine that can be made every day may be limited. So if you drink 5 liters of water and can only make 1 liter of urine, you're going to have trouble. It's going to back up into your lungs, you're going to be in failure, and so on. So doctors routinely put these patients on fluid restriction. It's not water restriction, it's fluid restriction of any kind. So if you're allowed to drink 3 liters, you can drink 3 liters of kangen water, but you can't exceed that. And I think that's the most important take-home message. As a matter of fact, I have at least 3 patients who were on dialysis and hated it so bad they were willing not to be on it at all and take that risk. I introduced them to the water, and they're feeling perfectly fine. A couple of them are now 2 years and still going strong.
在日本，自从1992年以来，国家电视台就连续系列性的报道电解水，也叫还原水的功能。它们命名为精怡之水。电解水的制造过程是，自来水先经过过滤器，把氯先过滤掉，再经过电极板，把自来水就分解成酸性水和碱性水。酸性水是正电位，碱性水是负电位。负电位的碱性水是有丰富的活性氢。在日本的一些医院里，已经用电解水来治疗许许多多的疑难杂症。这位病人有很严重的糖尿病，他的脚已经溃烂了，本来需要截去小腿以下的部分，但是医生决定让他用强酸水天天的泡洗，同时还让他每天喝1加仑半的碱性水。在不长的时间里，竟然有了惊疑的结果。他只需要切去脚趾头，等伤口愈全之后，糖尿病也已经完全好了。这些小孩得了严重的皮肤病，有些大人也被皮肤病折磨得非常痛苦。你们看，这个女孩在经受什么样的折磨啊？西药已经没有效率了，医生给他们用电解水治疗，让他们每天要喝大量的碱性水，还要用电解水机器流出来的强酸水来喷洒清洗皮肤。在很短的时间内，竟然有这么惊人的效果。你看，医生、病人还有家里人是多么样的开心呢？在日本的医院里，医护人员用强酸水来治疗长褥疮的病人，它的效果竟然比药物治疗更加显著。病人们喝了碱性水之后，改变了酸性体质，很快的恢复了健康。日本的保育院里，孩子们从生下来就喝碱性水，并且用酸性水来洗漱。 孩子们真是成长得又快乐又健康。为什么碱性水、酸性水有这么神奇的果效呢？根据西卡达医生和一些专家们的研究，自由基也就是活性氧是造成人身体氧化生病的根源，因为它破坏了人体